I'm standing in the Whole Foods checkout line on December 23rd, watching the total climb, $287.43, when my phone buzzes. Jessica's name lights up the screen. "Margaret, this year we're doing just our immediate family for Christmas. Hope you understand. We'll see you next week." I read it once, twice, 3 times. The words don't change. Immediate family. I am immediate family. I'm the grandmother. My fingers hover over the keyboard. I type, "Did I do something wrong?" Delete it. Type, "Jessica, please let's talk." Delete it. Type, "Can I at least see Emma?" Delete it. Finally, okay. The cashier, young woman, Santa hat, too cheerful, asks, "Big Christmas plans?" I force a smile, lie through my teeth. Something like that. In my car, I stare at the honey-glazed ham in the passenger seat. $87. For a Christmas dinner I'm no longer invited to. Here's what nobody tells you about being excluded. It's the small things that destroy you. The expensive wine Ryan likes, now pointless in my cart. The casserole dish Jessica specifically requested. The wrapping paper I already bought for Emma's American Girl doll. All of it. Useless. I drive home on autopilot, unload everything into the refrigerator like I'm preparing for a party that will never happen. The house swallows me whole. 3 years since David died. The 3rd Christmas without him. The quiet still feels like a wound. I pick up my phone, almost call Ryan. My finger hovers over his name for a full minute. But I don't press it. If he wanted me there, he would have called. He would have fought for me. He didn't. Before we go on, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We share personal stories here every day. If you'd like your story to be featured, just let us know in the comments. So here's what I do instead. I spend Christmas Eve watching other families panic buy last-minute gifts at Target. I wander the aisles, touching things I don't need. I almost buy a puzzle, one of those 1,000-piece ones Emma loves. Then remember she won't be sitting at my kitchen table this year. That night, I microwave leftover soup, turn on It's a Wonderful Life, cry during the part where George Bailey realizes how many people love him. I wonder if anyone would notice if I disappeared. At 11 p.m., I do what every lonely person does. I lie on social media. I post an old photo from 5 years ago, Ryan and Emma decorating cookies at my kitchen table, both of them laughing, covered in flour. Caption, "Merry Christmas, everyone. Feeling blessed. Christmas tree." The comments roll in immediately. "Beautiful family. Where are you celebrating this year? So lucky to have them close." I close the app without responding. Each like feels like a tiny sting. Christmas morning. I wake at 6 a.m. because 35 years of nursing shifts trained my body to hate sleeping in. I make coffee, sit on the back porch, even though it's 34 degrees outside. The neighborhood is silent. Then slowly, lights flicker on in houses up and down the street. I imagine children running to Christmas trees, squealing over presents, parents pretending to be surprised. Ryan and Jessica's house is 12 miles away. Emma's probably awake now, tearing into presents, eating the cinnamon rolls Jessica makes every Christmas morning. The recipe I taught her, by the way. I should be there. Instead, I'm sitting on my porch in the cold, drinking coffee that tastes like regret. At 9:47 a.m., my phone rings. Video call. Emma's name. My heart stops, then starts again. Too fast. I accept the call, and Emma's face fills the screen. Red-rimmed eyes, tear-streaked cheeks, nose running. Behind her, I can see their Christmas tree, presents scattered underneath, unopened. The living room I helped them paint last spring. "Grandma." Her voice cracks like ice. She's clutching something, a small wrapped box. Handmade paper, her careful 9-year-old printing. To Grandma. "I missed you so much yesterday." She's crying now, really crying. I made you this at school. I waited all day for you to come. Why didn't you come? My throat closes. Oh, sweetheart, no, you didn't do anything. I heard Mommy and Daddy fighting last night. Mommy was yelling. She said, "You told someone about us." Her voice drops. Like, the school or the police? The room tilts. I grab the edge of my porch chair. She said you think they're bad parents. Her lips tremble. You don't think that, do you? I feel like I've been punched. What? Emmett, no, I would never. She looks terrified. Mommy was crying. Daddy said maybe you just got worried, but Mommy said you were trying to control them. My hands are shaking so hard I almost dropped the phone. 3 months ago, the school pickup. Mrs. Patterson pulling me aside, whispering, "Emma's been falling asleep in class multiple times a week. Yesterday, she told me she hadn't eaten breakfast in 3 days because Mommy forgot to go to the grocery store. I'm worried, Mrs. Henderson." I asked Emma about it in the car, gently, carefully. She explained, so matter of fact, the way kids do. "Mommy's just tired a lot. Sometimes I make my own cereal, but we ran out. It's okay, Grandma. Daddy brings me McDonald's at night." I couldn't sleep that night. Started noticing things. Jessica looking exhausted, distant. Ryan working late every single night. Emma wearing the same shirt to school 3 days in a row. I tried talking to Ryan. He got defensive immediately. "Mom, we're fine. Jessica's just tired. I'm working on a big project. We're handling it." So I called the school counselor, Mrs. Chin. I didn't make a formal report. I swear I didn't. I just asked if someone could check in on Emma, said the parents seemed stressed, mentioned Emma wasn't eating regularly. I thought they'd just watch her more closely, make sure she had lunch. I didn't realize I'd given enough details for them to be required to report it to Child Protective Services. A couple of weeks later, a social worker showed up at Ryan and Jessica's house for a welfare check. They found out I was the one who called the school. Jessica has barely spoken to me since. "Grandma," voice pulls me back. "What did you do?" Jessica's voice in the background, distant but sharp. "Emma, who are you talking to?" Emma whispers fast. "I have to go. I love you, Grandma." The screen goes black. I sit there, phone in my lap, coffee cooling beside me, and I realize this isn't about Christmas dinner. This is about everything I did wrong, trying to do something right. I dial Ryan's number, straight to voicemail. I call again. On the 5th attempt, he answers. "Mom, I can't talk right now." "Ryan, Emma just called me crying, saying I tried to take her away." "You did, Mom." His voice is sharp, raw. "You called CPS on us." "I didn't call CPS. I talked to the school counselor because Emma wasn't eating." "And the school called CPS. Same thing." "She was falling asleep in class. She told her teacher." "So you thought we were abusing her?" "No, I thought you were struggling. We needed you to trust us." He's yelling now. "We needed you to mind your own business." "I do trust you, but..." "No, you don't. You never have." His voice drops, cold, then softer, almost tired. "You think I'm still a kid who can't handle his own life." Silence. Heavy. Unbearable. "Ryan, talk to me. What's going on with you two?" "Nothing. We're fine." "You're not fine. Let me help." "You've helped enough, Mom." Click. He hangs up. I sit on my porch floor. My knees ache as I hit the cold concrete. phone in my hand, coffee puddling beside me, and I can't breathe. 35 years I spent in NICU, saving babies. I knew how to save babies, but I don't know how to save my own family. I pull myself up, go inside, find the number for the school. Mrs. Chen answers on the third ring. Mrs. Chen, this is Margaret Henderson. I need to know exactly what happened after I called you about Emma. Pause. Mrs. Henderson, I can't discuss. Did you call CPS? Because I didn't ask you to. I just wanted someone to check on her. Long silence. Then, Mrs. Henderson, when concerns are raised about a child's welfare, lack of supervision, food insecurity, we're mandated reporters. I had no choice. The room spins. What did they find? I can't share details of the investigation, but the case was closed. No evidence of abuse or neglect, just a family under stress. I thank her, hang up, stare at my kitchen. At the table where Emma and I used to make cookies every Sunday. At the chair where David used to sit, reading the paper while I made breakfast. At the life I thought I had. I look at my phone, see the last photo Emma sent me 3 weeks ago before everything fell apart. Her holding a drawing she made at school. Margaret and Emma holding hands. Big smiley faces. I love you, Grandma, in wobbly letters. And I realize I broke my family trying to protect it. I thought I was helping. I was just fixing things that weren't mine to fix. 35 years in NICU taught me to act fast, to trust my instincts, to intervene. But Emma isn't a premature baby in an incubator. And Ryan isn't my patient. I sit at that empty table and cry. For the first time since David's funeral. Then I wipe my face, take Emma's drawing, and pin it to the refrigerator door. The magnet clicks into place. It's the only sound in the house.
2 weeks pass. Ryan doesn't call, doesn't text, nothing. I try everything. I send Emma a package, her favorite books, the puzzle I bought at Target, a card that says I love you no matter what. I track the delivery. It arrives. No response. I text Jessica, can we please talk? I never meant to hurt you. Read receipt. No reply. I leave Ryan a voicemail. Honey, I'm sorry. I was worried. I made a mistake. Please, just let me explain. He doesn't call back. Here's what loneliness does. It makes you desperate. I find myself driving past their house at night, not stalking, just checking, making sure the lights are on, that Emma's bedroom curtain has her little nightlight glowing. Pathetic, I know. On day 16, I do something I haven't done in 3 years. I call Dr. Elaine Foster. Elaine was my supervisor at the NICU for 20 years. Retired 5 years ago, but we stayed in touch. She's the only person who really knew me during those years after I lost my son Michael. The only one who saw me become the kind of nurse who couldn't let go. She answers on the second ring. Margaret Henderson, it's been too long. Her voice, warm, steady, with that slight Caribbean lilt, cracks something open in me. Elaine, I need advice about a friend. She laughs, soft, knowing. Margaret, honey, I've known you 36 years. Tell me what you did. So I do. I tell her everything. Emma falling asleep in class, the phone call to the school, CPS showing up, Christmas canceled, Emma's tearful video call. When I finish, there's silence. Then,
What were you trying to fix, Margaret? I wasn't trying to fix anything. I was just... You called an institution instead of your son. Why? Because Ryan said they were fine. He wouldn't listen. So you went around him. I was protecting Emma. From what? The question hangs there. My chest tightens, the old memory stirs. Michael's tiny face, the monitor alarms, the impossible stillness. I don't have an answer. Elaine's voice softens. Margaret, you remember the difference between NICU nursing and helicopter parenting? I close my eyes. I know what's coming. In the NICU, you stabilize the baby. Then you train the parents. You teach them how to handle the feeding tube, the oxygen, the medications. And then, this is the important part, you step back. You let them take the baby home. You don't follow them. You don't monitor them. You trust that you gave them the tools. My throat tightens. Margaret, you can't take Emma home and raise her yourself. She's not your patient. Ryan's not your patient. You have to give them the tools and leave the room. But what if they fail? Then they fail and they learn. That's called being a parent, honey. I'm crying now. Elaine, I lost Michael. I couldn't save him. I was a NICU nurse and I couldn't save my own baby. I know. So when I see Emma struggling, when I see Ryan struggling, You try to save them the way you couldn't save Michael. The words land like a diagnosis. Oh, God, I whisper. Margaret, you were the best NICU nurse I ever supervised. You know why? Because you knew when to fight for a baby and when to let the parents hold their child and say goodbye. You gave families agency in their worst moments. Why can't you give that to your own son? I don't have an answer. We talk for another hour. Elaine tells me about losing her son, Marcus, 15 years ago. Drunk driving accident, 23 years old. She'd known he was drinking too much but didn't want to push him away by confronting him. After he died, she says quietly, I learned something. Love without boundaries isn't love. It's fear disguised as devotion. When we hang up, I sit in my kitchen for a long time. My hands shake. Then I do something I should have done 3 months ago. I grab my keys. I drive to Ryan and Jessica's house. It's 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Ryan's car is in the driveway. He must be working from home. Jessica's car is gone. I knock. Wait. Knock again. Ryan opens the door. He looks exhausted. Unshaven, dark circles under his eyes. Mom, this isn't a good time. I know, but I need to say something and you need to hear it. He doesn't move to let me in, but he doesn't close the door either. I was wrong, I say. Not wrong to be worried, but wrong to go to the school instead of coming to you first. His jaw tightens. I was wrong to assume you couldn't handle your own family. I was wrong to treat you like you were still a child who needed me to fix everything. Mom, let me finish. My voice cracks. When Michael died, I couldn't save him. I was a NICU nurse. I spent every day saving other people's babies, but I couldn't save my own. Ryan's face changes, softens just slightly. I swallow hard. I think I've been trying to save you ever since. And Emma, because if I can keep you both safe, then maybe Michael's death wasn't for nothing. Maybe I'm not a complete failure as a mother. Mom, you're not. But I am failing you right now by not trusting you to be Emma's father. Silence. Ryan looks down at his hands. Then he says finally, the social worker. When he showed up, Jessica had a panic attack, full breakdown. Emma was at school, thank God. But Jessica, she couldn't breathe, couldn't stop crying. The house was a mess. I was at work. And this stranger was walking through our home, asking questions, taking notes. He came back later for a follow-up. My stomach drops. They cleared us immediately, said there was no evidence of neglect or abuse, just a family under stress. They referred us to some resources, therapy, financial counseling. But Jessica, he stops. She felt humiliated, Mom, like the whole world was saying she's a bad mother. I never thought, I know you didn't think that, but that's what it felt like to her. I nod, force myself to ask the question I've been avoiding. Ryan, what's really going on with you and Jessica? He looks at me for a long moment, then steps aside. Come in. The house is different, not dirty exactly, but cluttered. Mail piled on the counter, dishes in the sink, laundry basket overflowing in the hallway. This isn't like Jessica. She's always been meticulous, almost obsessively clean. Ryan leads me to the kitchen table, sits, puts his head in his hands. Jessica's depressed, he says. Has been for months. Maybe longer. She won't admit it. Won't see a doctor. Just keeps saying she's fine and tired. And you? He laughs, bitter. I lost $200,000 in bad investments early last year. Crypto. I thought I could make it back before anyone noticed, so I've been working 70, 80 hours a week, trying to dig us out of this hole. I feel my chest constrict. Ryan, why didn't you tell me? Because you would have tried to fix it, Mom. You would have offered money or advice or taken over, and I needed to handle it myself. But you're drowning. Yeah. His voice breaks. We are. I reach across the table, take his hand. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I made it worse. We sit like that for a while. Then I ask, what does Emma know? Not much. We try to keep her out of it, but kids aren't stupid. She knows something's wrong. She's worried about you both. Ryan nods. I know. Which is why we decided to do Christmas alone this year. Jessica couldn't handle the performance, pretending everything was perfect in front of you. So excluding me was Jessica's idea? It was both of us, Mom. I went along with it because I was too exhausted to fight. Before I can respond, the front door opens. Jessica walks in, arms full of groceries. She sees me, freezes. Ryan, what is she doing here? Jess, we need to talk. All of us. No. She sets the bags down hard. No, I'm not doing this. Jessica, I start. Please. You had no right. Her voice cracks. She's shaking. You had no right to call anyone, to judge us, to make us feel like we're failing Emma. I wasn't judging. Yes, you were. She grips the counter. Her shoulders start shaking. Every time you come over, you reorganize my kitchen. You make comments about Emma's clothes. You suggest better schedules, better foods, better everything. Like nothing I do is good enough. I open my mouth, close it, because she's right. I have done all of those things. Thinking I was helping, thinking I was being useful. Jessica, I say quietly, I'm sorry. You're right. I've been overstepping. She stares at me, like she's waiting for the but. There is no but. I was wrong. And I'm sorry. I should have asked before offering advice. I should have trusted that you know what's best for your own daughter. Jessica's face crumples. She sinks into a chair, sobbing. Ryan looks between us, helpless. I want to hug her, but I don't. I just sit there giving her space to fall apart. Finally, she looks up, eyes red, mascara streaked. I can't do this anymore, Margaret. I can't get out of bed most days. I can't make lunch. I can barely keep Emma fed and clothed. And you, her voice breaks. You make it look so easy, like you never struggled, like you were always the perfect mother. Jessica, I wasn't. I'm not. You were a NICU nurse for 35 years. You saved babies for a living. And I couldn't save my own son.
Jessica looks at Ryan. He nods. I had twins, I say. Ryan and Michael. Michael died when he was 6 days old, heart defect. I was a NICU nurse. I knew the signs. I knew the prognosis. But I couldn't accept it. I pushed for aggressive treatment, made him suffer, because I thought I could save him. Jessica's crying harder now. I've been trying to save Ryan ever since. And now Emma. Because if I can keep them safe, maybe I'm not a complete failure? You're not a failure. Neither are you. We sit there, in that cluttered kitchen, and for the first time in months, maybe years, we tell the truth. Jessica admits she thinks she had postpartum depression that never really went away. Ryan admits the financial crisis is worse than he let on. I admit I've been controlling because I'm terrified of losing anyone else I love. It's not pretty. It's not a Hallmark movie. It's just real. As I'm leaving, Emma comes home from school. She sees me. Her face lights up. "Grandma!" She runs into my arms. I hold her tight, breathe in the smell of her strawberry shampoo. "I missed you so much," she whispers. "I missed you too, baby." Over her head, I meet Elaine's eyes. She nods. Permission. "Can Grandma stay for dinner?" Emma asks. Jessica looks at Ryan. He looks at me. "Just dinner," Jessica says. "We still need time." I understand. So I stay. We order pizza. Emma tells me about school, about her new friend Olivia, about the science project she's working on. Normal. Simple. True. When I leave, Emma walks me to the door. "Grandma, are you and Mommy friends again?" I crouch down to her level. "We're working on it, sweetheart." "Good. Because I don't like when grown-ups fight." "I know. I'm sorry you heard that fight." She hugs me one more time. "I love you, Grandma." "I love you too." Driving home, I think about Elaine's words, about boundaries, about trust, about letting go. I pull into my driveway and sit in the dark car for a moment. Then I pick up my phone. Text Ryan. "Thank you for letting me in today. I meant what I said. I'm going to do better." 3 dots appear. Then, "We all are, Mom. It's not fixed. Not even close. But it's a start. And maybe that's enough." 3 weeks pass. We're trying. God, we're really trying. I see Emma twice a week. Supervised visits in practice. Jessica's rule, not official but understood. I come over for dinner on Wednesdays. Saturday mornings, Emma comes to my house and we bake cookies. 2 hours. Then Ryan picks her up. It's progress, but it's also walking on eggshells. I don't reorganize anything, don't offer advice unless asked, bite my tongue so hard it bleeds when I see Emma wearing a stained shirt or when Jessica serves cereal for dinner because she's too exhausted to cook. This is what trust looks like, I tell myself. This is giving them agency. But it's killing me.
On a Tuesday afternoon, my phone rings. Unknown number. "Mrs. Henderson, this is Linda Chen from Westfield Elementary." My stomach drops. "Is Emma okay?" "She's fine physically, but I need you to come to the school. There's been an incident. You're listed as her emergency contact." I'm there in 12 minutes. breaking every speed limit. Mrs. Chen meets me in the main office. Her face is serious, professional, but I can see the concern underneath. Emma had a breakdown in class today, completely fell apart, crying, hyperventilating. We had to call the nurse. She's stable now. Where is she? She's with me, in the counselor's office. Mrs. Henderson, she's been asking for you, not her parents. You. Something twists in my chest. Did you call Ryan and Jessica? Yes. Jessica's phone went to voicemail. Ryan said he's in a meeting in the city and can't get here in 2 hours. He gave permission for you to stay with Emma until he arrives. Mrs. Chen leads me to her office. Through the small window, I see Emma curled up on a couch, clutching a stuffed animal, face blotchy and red. I knock softly. Enter. Grandma! Emma launches herself at me, holds on like I'm a life raft. I look at Mrs. Chen. She gives me a small nod, permission. I sit on the couch, pull Emma into my lap even though she's really getting too big for this. She buries her face in my shoulder. What happened, baby? Between sobs, the story comes out. Her class was doing a project, Draw Your Family. Emma drew 4 people, Mommy, Daddy, herself, and me. Her teacher, trying to be encouraging, asked her to share it with the class. Emma started talking about her family, about how Daddy works a lot, about how Mommy's been tired, about how Grandma teaches her to bake cookies. Then Olivia, her new best friend, said, "Your mom said your grandma got your family investigated by CPS. Your mom said your grandma thinks your parents are bad." Emma froze, didn't know what to say. Another kid chimed in, "What's CPS?" Someone else, "It's like the police, but for bad parents." The teacher tried to redirect and later spoke with the class, but the damage was done. Emma ran out of the classroom. "Is it true, Grandma?" Emma is looking up at me now, eyes swollen. "Did you tell people Mommy and Daddy are bad parents?" I feel like I'm being torn apart. "No, sweetheart. I never said they were bad parents." "But you called someone?" God, how do I explain this to a 9-year-old? "I was worried about you. I asked your school counselor to make sure you were okay, but it got bigger than I meant it to. So it is your fault." Her voice is small, devastated. "Emma, she said Olivia's mom, you're a troublemaker. She said you like to control people." I close my eyes, breathe. "Emma, adults make mistakes. I made a mistake, but it came from love, from worry, not from thinking your parents are bad." She pulls away from me, looks at me with those big brown eyes, Ryan's eyes, David's eyes. "But now everyone at school knows. Everyone's talking about it. They think my family is weird." Mrs. Chen steps in gently. "Emma, why don't you go get some water from the fountain? Give Grandma and me a minute." Emma nods, walks out slowly.
The counselor sits across from me. "Mrs. Henderson, I need to be honest with you. Emma's been struggling for months. She's anxious, withdrawn. Her grades are slipping, and now this? What are you saying?" "I'm saying this child is carrying adult problems. She knows her mother is depressed. She knows her father is stressed. She knows you and her parents had a falling out, and she's trying to hold everyone together. She's 9 years old." "Exactly." Mrs. Chen leans forward. "Emma told me something yesterday in our session, with her parents' permission. She said she feels like she has to be perfect so her family doesn't fall apart. She said if she's good enough, maybe everyone will stop fighting." I feel sick. She's not responsible for fixing your family, but she thinks she is. When Emma comes back, I hug her tight. "Baby, listen to me. None of this is your fault. Not mommy being tired, not daddy working late, not me making mistakes. None of it. But no buts. You are a kid. Your job is to be a kid. Our job, the adults, is to figure out our mess, okay? She nods, but I can see she doesn't believe me. Ryan arrives about an hour later, disheveled, sweating. He clearly ran from wherever he was. What happened? Is she okay? I fill him in, watch his face crumble. I should have been here, he says. I should have picked up when the school called. Ryan, we need to talk, really talk, about what's happening to Emma. We sit in Mrs. Chen's office, me, Ryan, the counselor. Emma's in the nurse's office eating crackers. Mrs. Chen doesn't sugarcoat it. Your daughter is suffering. She needs stability. She needs therapy. And honestly, I strongly recommend family therapy. Ryan runs his hands through his head. I know. Jessica won't go. She says therapy's for people who can't handle their own problems. Where did she learn that? I ask. Her mother. Ryan's voice is bitter. Sharon used to say that all the time, that therapy was self-indulgent, that you just needed to pray and push through. Sharon, I repeat. Jessica's mother, the one she cut off 2 years ago. Yeah, Sharon was brutal to Jessica growing up. Nothing was ever good enough. Jessica was never good enough. Something clicks. Ryan, when I reorganize Jessica's kitchen or suggest better schedules, I sound like Sharon, don't I? He doesn't answer. Doesn't need to. Oh, God. Mrs. Chen says gently, Mrs. Henderson, your intentions were good, but impact matters more than intention. Jessica hears criticism because that's what she's been hearing her whole life. I sit back. Let this sink in. I need to talk to Jessica. Really talk to her. Mom, I don't think Ryan, your wife, is drowning. Your daughter is falling apart. And I'm part of the problem, so let me be part of the solution. That night, I show up at their house. Unannounced. I know it's risky. Jessica answers the door in pajamas. It's 7 p.m. Her hair is unwashed, eyes hollow. Margaret, this isn't a good time. I know. But I need to say something, and you need to hear it. She doesn't invite me in, but she doesn't close the door. I talked to Ryan about your mother, about Sharon. Her face goes hard. He had no right. He had every right, because I've been doing to you what she did, and I didn't even realize it.
Jessica blinks, silent. When I reorganize your kitchen, I'm telling you you're doing it wrong. When I suggest schedules, I'm saying you can't manage your own home. When I offer advice, I'm saying you're not good enough. Her eyes fill with tears. I didn't mean it that way, I continue, but that's how it landed. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Jessica's voice cracks. Do you know what it's like to have everyone think you're failing? My own mother thought I was incompetent. My friends, the ones who still talk to me, they all have perfect lives, perfect houses, perfect kids. And then you. She stops. You're this amazing woman who raised a son and worked as a NICU nurse for 35 years and never seemed to struggle. And I can barely get out of bed. Jessica, I wasn't amazing.
I was terrified every day. I lost the child. I nearly lost my marriage because I was so consumed with grief. I threw myself into work because it was easier than dealing with my pain. She stares at me. You're not failing. You're depressed. There's a difference. I can't afford therapy. We can't afford anything right now. Then let me help. Not by fixing things, not by taking over, but by helping you get help. She shakes her head. I can't take your money. I can't. It's not about money, Jessica. It's about Emma. She had a breakdown at school today. Jessica's face goes white. What? I tell her everything. The drawing, the comments from other kids, Emma sobbing in the counselor's office. Jessica sinks onto the porch steps, puts her head in her hands. I'm destroying her, she whispers. I'm turning into my mother. No, you're nothing like your mother. How do you know? You never met her. Because Sharon tore you down. You're just tired and sick, and you need help. We sit there on the porch as the sun sets. Two women who've been circling each other like enemies, finally being honest. I'm scared, Jessica admits. What if I go to therapy and find out I'm broken? What if they tell me I'm a bad mother? Then you'll know the truth, and you can work on it. But Jessica, you can't keep going like this. Emma can't keep going like this. She nods, slow, defeated. Okay, I'll go. But you need to promise me something. Anything. Stop trying to save us. Just be Emma's grandma. That's all we need. The words hit hard, but they're true. I promise. We sit there a while longer, then Jessica says something that changes everything. Margaret, I need to tell you something. About the money. About why Ryan's been working so much. He told me. The investments? That's not all of it. She takes a shaky breath. My mother contacted us 6 months ago, said she was sick, asked for $50,000 for treatment.
My stomach drops. Ryan gave it to her, took it from our savings, from Emma's college fund. We haven't told anyone. Jessica, she wasn't sick, Margaret. She lied. She used the money to go on a cruise with her boyfriend. We found out from my sister last month. I feel rage building, hot and sharp. And Ryan's been trying to make it back ever since, working insane hours, making desperate investments. We've been drowning, and I've been too ashamed to tell anyone. Why didn't you tell me? Because then I'd have to admit my mother is a monster and that I was stupid enough to believe her one more time. I move closer, put my arm around her. She leans into me, this woman who's been my enemy for months, and cries. She's not going to hurt you anymore, or Emma, or Ryan. I won't let her. Jessica looks up at me. What are you going to do? I don't know yet, but I'm done letting toxic people destroy my family. We talk for another hour, really talk, about Sharon, about Jessica's depression, about how hard it is to break cycles. When I finally leave, Jessica hugs me at the door. Thank you, she whispers, for not giving up on us. I'm Emma's grandmother. That means I'm your family too, even when we're not perfect. Driving home, I think about everything I've learned, about Jessica's depression, about Ryan's financial crisis, about Emma's anxiety, about Sharon's manipulation. And I realize this isn't about me being right or wrong anymore. This is about protecting my family from falling apart completely. I pull into my driveway, sit in the dark. Then I do something I should have done months ago. I call a family therapist. I suggest an appointment for all of us, me, Ryan, Jessica, and Emma, and send the details to Ryan. And I make one more call.
to a lawyer. Because if Sharon thinks she can steal from my granddaughter's future and get away with it, she's about to learn what a protective grandmother looks like. This isn't over, not by a long shot. But for the first time in months, I feel like we're fighting on the same side. The first family therapy session happens on a Tuesday in late February. Dr. Sarah Brennan's office is nothing special, beige walls, soft lighting, tissues everywhere. But when Emma sits between her parents on that couch and I take the chair across from them, something shifts. So, Dr. Brennan says, who wants to tell me why we're here? Emma raises her hand like she's in school, because grown-ups don't know how to talk without yelling. Dr. Brennan smiles. Fair enough. That first session cracks us open. All the things we've been holding, the CPS call, the Christmas exclusion, the financial mess, my controlling, Jessica's depression, Emma's anxiety, Sharon's manipulation, it all spills out. But therapy isn't magic. It's just the beginning. The real work happens at 11 p.m. on a Thursday, 3 weeks later, when Jessica calls me. Margaret, I need help. Her voice is shaking. Background noise, Emma crying, someone pounding on a door. What's happening? My mother showed up. She's outside screaming. She won't leave. She's threatening to call the police on us. Says we're keeping her from her granddaughter. Ryan's trying to get her to go, but I'm coming. Don't open the door. I'm in my car in 30 seconds.
When I pull up, I see her, Sharon Mitchell. Smaller than I imagined. Mid-50s, bleached blonde, too much makeup, designer purse. She's pounding on their door. You can't keep me from my granddaughter. I have rights. I walk up the driveway. My MICU voice comes out, the one I used for difficult family members. Sharon, you need to leave. She spins around. Who the hell are you? Margaret Henderson, Jessica's mother-in-law. Leave now or I'm calling the police. Oh, you're the saint, she laughs, mean. The perfect mother-in-law who turned my daughter against me. Your daughter came to that conclusion after you lied about having cancer and stole $50,000. Sharon's face goes red. That was a loan. It was theft. I've already called non-emergency. Leave now or wait for the officers. The front door opens. Jessica appears, pale and shaking. Sharon sees her. Jessica, baby, please, I'm your mother. You can't shut me out forever. Jessica's voice is barely a whisper at first. You stole from my daughter, Mom. I was desperate. No. Jessica's voice gets stronger. You wanted a vacation. I saw the photos. You and Rickard on a cruise while we drown in debt you created. You ungrateful bitch. Everything you did to me? Jessica says. I'm done, Mom. I'm done feeling like I'm never enough. I'm done letting you poison my family. Sharon's mask cracks, pure rage underneath. If you don't let me see Emma, I'll sue for grandparents' rights. I step forward. Try it. We have documented evidence of your theft and harassment. Take it to court. See what happens. Sharon looks between us. Jessica in her doorway, finally standing up. Me on the lawn, protecting what's mine. She grabs her purse. You'll regret this. I doubt it, Jessica says quietly. Sharon storms off. Tires screech. The silence after is deafening. Jessica shaking head to toe. Did I really just do that? You did. She starts crying. Oh my God, I actually stood up to her. Inside, Ryan's holding Emma. Her face is buried in his shoulder. Is the mean lady gone? Yeah, Bug. She's gone. Jessica collapses on the couch. I'm so sorry you had to hear that, baby. Emma lifts her head. Mommy, why was she so angry? Jessica looks at Ryan. At me.
How do you explain this to a 9-year-old? That was my mother, your other grandmother, and she's not a safe person to be around. Like Olivia at school? The one who was mean? Kind of like that. Emma thinks. Good. I like Grandma Margaret better anyway. Simple. Devastating. True. After Emma goes back to bed, we sit in the living room until 2 a.m. Talking. Really talking.
Jessica continues therapy, gets diagnosed with depression, starts medication. It's not a miracle. There are still bad days, but the trajectory changes. Ryan finds a financial counselor. They make a plan. It'll take years, but it's a plan. Emma keeps seeing the school counselor, Mrs. Chen, learning to name her feelings. And me? I learned the hardest thing: to show up without fixing, to love without controlling. We have good weeks and terrible weeks. Jessica has a breakdown in mid-March, can't get out of bed for 3 days. I come over not to take over, but to sit with Emma while Ryan works. We make cookies. We don't talk about mommy being sick. We just are. Ryan loses a major client in April. Financial panic sets in again. But this time, he tells us, doesn't hide it. We strategize together. Jessica picks up freelance work. I help with Emma after school. But I ask first. In May, Emma and I are baking cookies when she says, Grandma, I'm glad you called the school. I stop mid-scoop. What? I'm glad, because now Mommy gets help. She smiles more. She makes me lunch. She gets out of bed. My throat tightens. Emma, I didn't call the school to get Mommy help. I called because I was worried about you. I know, but it helped anyway. She looks up with those wise eyes. Sometimes the wrong thing becomes the right thing. Dr. Brennan says that. I pull her into a hug. This child. You're pretty smart, you know that. She grins. I get it from you. One Saturday, Jessica asks me to coffee. Just us. We sit outside in the spring sunshine. Jessica starts. I've been thinking about everything. The CPS call, Christmas, all of it. My stomach clenches. You were right to worry. I was drowning. We were too proud to admit it. But you were also wrong to go around us, to not trust us to handle our family. I know. So here's what I need. She looks at me directly. Talk to us, not about us. Offer help without judgment, and trust that even if we do things differently, we're still good parents. I can do that. Can you, though? Because it means watching us struggle, not swooping in, letting Emma see we're not perfect. I breathe. It'll be hard, but yes. Jessica nods. Then I want you in our lives, really in, not supervised visits, just family. My eyes fill. I'd like that. Emma asks about you every day. I miss her too. All of you. Jessica reaches across the table, takes my hand. Thank you for showing up that night with my mother. You could have let us handle it. No, I couldn't have. That's what family does. Two women who were at war, learning to be allies. That night, I take David's ring from my drawer, put it on a chain around my neck, not as a burden anymore, as a promise. To keep showing up, to keep loving imperfectly, to keep choosing truth. We're going to be okay, I whispered to his photo. It's messy, but we're okay. 2 weeks later, Ryan texts. Family dinner Sunday? Emma wants to plan Christmas in May. Apparently, that's a thing now.
I text back. I'll be there. Sunday is chaos. Emma has spreadsheets. Color-coded spreadsheets. So for this Christmas, she announces, we do it at Grandma's house because it's bigger and no one gets uninvited. The adults exchange glances. And we need a rule. If someone's mad, they talk. No secrets. Secrets make everything worse. Where'd you learn that? Jessica asks. Mrs. Chen. Emma looks at me. She says families get strong by being honest, not perfect. Ryan laughs. We're definitely not perfect. But we're honest now, Emma says firmly. Right? We all nod. Right. Emma goes back to her spreadsheet. Jessica catches my eye. Mouths, thank you. I mouth back, thank you too. It's not a fairy tale. Sharon tries to contact them twice more, blocked both times. Jessica has setbacks. Ryan stresses about money. I bite my tongue raw some days. But we show up. We tell the truth. We try. Fast forward to December. On Christmas morning, the real Christmas this time, I wake up in my own bed and check my phone. Group text from Ryan. Merry Christmas, Mom. See you at 2. Emma's making place cards. Jessica. Bringing the potatoes, the ones you taught me. Heart. Emma. Grandma, can we make cookies after dinner? Cookie? Christmas tree? I smile. Text back. Absolutely, baby. Chocolate chip? Ole's! I look at David's photo on my nightstand. We did it. It's messy, but we did it. At 2 p.m., they arrive, arms full of dishes and presents and noise. Emma runs to me. Grandma, look, I made place cards for everyone, even you. She hands me a construction paper card, my name in glitter, a drawing of the two of us holding hands. We sit around my table, the one that's been too empty for too long. Before we eat, Emma says, can we say what we're thankful for? You start, Bug, Ryan says. I'm thankful Mommy is happy, and Daddy doesn't work all the time, and Grandma teaches me to bake, and we're all together. Jessica, I'm thankful for help, for people who didn't give up on me when I pushed them away. She looks at me. Ryan, for second chances, for a family that tells the truth now. Then me. I look at my son, lighter somehow, at my daughter-in-law finally getting help, at my granddaughter who shouldn't be this wise, but is. I'm thankful for forgiveness, not the easy kind that pretends nothing happened, but the hard kind that says we hurt each other and we're doing better. Emma raises her milk. To doing better! We all raise our glasses. To doing better! After dinner, Emma and I wash dishes. Grandma, do you think Grandpa David is proud of us? The question catches me. Every single day, baby. I wish I met him. He would have loved you. I dry my hands. You know what he used to say? The best families aren't the ones who never fight. They're the ones who fight and find their way back. Emma hugs me. We found our way back. Yeah, baby, we did. That night, alone again, I don't feel lonely. I touch the ring around my neck. This messy, imperfect, beautifully broken family, we're going to be okay. Not because we're perfect, because we chose each other again and again and again. And that's enough.